How's it going, guys? It's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and today we are going to talk about BGM knives, specifically the mini spade and the mini Kephart. You've probably noticed I look like dog shit. Okay, I always look like dog shit, but like especially right now. I have the you-know-what virus again for the third time, so I'm home from work, and I'm not allowed to go back until I obviously don't have it anymore. So excuse my face looking like a dumpster fire, and sounding like a piece of shit. Also, I will be sipping on some tea throughout this because my throat is driving me nuts. So just excuse this, but we're just going to talk about knives because I need something to do. I'm going crazy at home. But somebody in the comments the other day was asking what I feel the best food prep knife is. And I've gone over this before, but as you guys know, YouTube loves to bury my videos in the algorithm. So sometimes you can't find them unless you go to the playlists, which you may not know about. So my favorite, like, small EDC Fixed Blade is the BGM Knives mini spade. That hasn't changed for years. That's just the way it is because it's the best. But if we're talking about food prep, I also feel it's the best. Specifically this full flat grind Magna Cut one. This is literally like a mini kitchen chopper, on top of being an EDC knife. The full flat grind really allows for some crazy good chopping and slicing. I feel that the way this is set up, you are able to hold this in numerous comfortable positions to do food processing. I'm not sure how many of you guys know about culinary stuff and chef's knives and stuff like that, but they're generally speaking very long, very thin knives that have a severe lack of ergonomics, which allow you to kind of hold the knife in different positions so that you can use it for all different types of chopping and slicing and cutting and stuff. So with this one specifically, I feel it really allows for all different types of chopping. I've used this one in the kitchen a ton. I have a lot of videos on that. It's probably under the Use Your Shit playlist. But the way the spade is set up, the mini spade, it's just the best EDC knife and kitchen knife for me. Now, I have a couple of them. This one is my full flat ground Magna Cut one. This is my double hollow ground crew wear. And this is my double hollow ground 52-100 generation 2, I think. Yeah, because this is the 3. So, now that you know that the BGM Knives mini spade is the best EDC knife and best small food prep knife, now you may be wondering, well, what grind do I get? What steel do I get? Where do I go from here? Where does my dog go from here? Mr. Bibbs is always in the frame. So, if you are looking for a food prep knife that will also be a thin and slicey EDC knife, I would go with full flat ground, and it doesn't really matter what steel you choose. I really don't think it matters. The only thing that I would consider is whether you want it to be stainless or not. Kane, stop, buddy. I don't care if my knives are stainless because I literally just don't. I just let them do whatever they want. But to some people, that's something that you need to consider. If you're going to be doing a lot of culinary tasks in moist environments with your knife, you may or may not want to choose a carbon tool steel that is not stainless. You know what I'm saying? Like this one has a patina and some rust because I have used it in moist environments and didn't take care of it after. I don't care. But if you don't like that, you may want to go with Magna Cut or do the acid stone wash to kind of protect your steel from getting a patina and getting rust. So I would do the full flat ground. If you just want kind of an all-around food prep knife and slicey EDC knife. But if you are looking for kind of more of a hard use knife that can also very much do culinary tasks, but a little more edge longevity and a little more heavy duty, you may want to go with the double hollow grind. Now the reason for that is when you double hollow grind a blade like this, you have a way longer edge life in terms of sharpening than you do with a full flat grind. Because what happens is this is going to thicken behind the edge way faster than this, which is hollowed out all throughout here. This does not immediately get thicker and thicker, thicker and thicker. So while this is a better slicer in terms of geometry, this has a longer sharpening life because it is hollow ground and it is equally as thin up until about there. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I can feel that right about there, that's when it starts getting a little thicker into that grind. So it really just depends on what you want. You know, there is not one single option. It's very dependent on your personal preferences. But 52-100 is a really great steel in my opinion. Super easy to sharpen. It just rusts and patinas, as with M4. Crew wear, you start to get a little more stainless. You can kind of acid stone wash it so that it doesn't get affected as much. And then MagnaCut is obviously completely stain resistant, and you don't have to worry about that at all. I did want to talk about the Mini Kephart though, because as you can probably tell, this is going to be a great slicer, a great chopper, and a great EDC knife. But you don't have a ton of length here, and you have a lot of blade height, and some people just don't like that chunky look. So if you're looking for something with the attributes of the Mini Spade, but you would like a little bit of a longer, not a longer, but a more refined blade shape, the Mini Kephart, I believe, is a great choice. So this very much, in my opinion, is reminiscent of the Mini Spade, but we don't have that severe blade height. So if you aren't looking for a master chopper, because this is really what that is, and just a little more all-around utility blade that is still fully capable of doing food prep, go with the Mini Kephart. This will just move through material differently because you do not have that height that you have to worry about kind of splitting the food in half if you're working on something like an onion that is equally as high as this. This is going to kind of slice through things a little differently. You do not have that splitting height. But obviously, because you do not have that height to thin out the edge, it's a little thicker behind the edge, and it will become thicker behind the edge faster, even though it is still double hollow ground. So I really like the Mini Kephart for an EDC knife as well. Obviously, this is one I have beaten to shit. And I feel that this one, if I had to put it in one particular group, it would just be an EDC knife. And the Mini Spade I really like for a food prep knife. I've done a ton of cooking with these, and I just feel that they're like great little chef's knives. Because they're kind of set up for that in terms of the dicing and chopping capabilities. So I hope that kind of helps you guys who want an EDC knife that is also good for food prep. The reason I am not showing my other knives, my other fixed blades in this group, is just because I feel they are not EDC knives really. The next size up from this length, this overall length, would be like my mini snake eater, which is a fantastic camp cooking knife. And this is like the knife I would bring on a camping trip. However, in terms of EDC, I just feel it is cumbersome to carry, and it's a little too long and just a little too much for an EDC knife. Like, I can literally throw this mini Kephart or this mini Spade into my pocket, or buy like one of those ulti-clip things for it or something, throw it on the belt, no issue. There's just no way I'm going to be using this setup as an EDC setup. This is too much for me. Too long, too invasive, just too cumbersome, like I said. Even though, so this will outperform 100%. You have way more blade length, tons of capabilities going. This will outperform all of these, but this is not something that I could EDC comfortably. It's just way too much. That's why I kind of stayed in the category of small 6.5-inch fixed blades for this topic. I wouldn't want to go any bigger for an EDC fixed blade. I hope that helps the person who commented and asked. Again, that is BGM Knives. He's on Instagram. I think his books are always open, but it's taking, I think, 4 months right now for your order to get done. Totally worth the wait. He changed the heat treat protocol on his MagnaCut. It's being run at 62.5 to 63.5, I think. And it is incredible. So, MagnaCut is available. You're getting a custom heat treat. It's seriously great. So check out John over at BGM Knives. Sorry that this was kind of gross. I just feel like shit. But the show must go on, right? You gotta pump out content, so I will see you guys on the next video. Go use your shit. Go buy a BGM knife. Love you all. Stay healthy. Do not catch this. It sucks.